there is a time when we all run out of time, and I'm not sure we actually count down in chronological order, considering that Rika has given herself a count of 5 and has used up quite a few of them. What's next? Is there going to be some drastic turnaround, or something else that she finds to actually fight for? Or something to do with this random looper that we keep hearing about. To find out, we're going to have to watch more, which means possibly living through some more tragedies. Whether it's going to be rapid fire like we saw in the last episode, or a slow burn like usual. Well, we're just going to find out. So strap yourselves in, get a drink, because we need to begin. Another lovely June 12th. But alongside everything that she's been going through now, also cursed with the knowledge of everything that happens each time rather than forgetting about the demises. A little close there, but okay. And she's very caring, obviously trying to do everything she can to help ease the tension. Why is it making Sadako seem out to be kind of weird? And can she start disclosing everything that has been going on? Because it would be a lot... Well, might not be some stuff off her mind, but... I mean, yeah, your subconscious is trying to tell you some things that it can't get through normally. Are we going to actually sit down and have some time with a therapist? Talk things through? Is there something much more than just a fever? Something tells me it's not the dreams doing it. In one way or another. Please don't pull away the blankets and... what could she have been? Oh, that would do it. That would do it. Quite a lot of tossing and turning to get through several layers of skin and... We're getting there already. She didn't even get to wake up. Well, that was a fast-acting little arc, wasn't it? So, considering she didn't know what was going on and still lucid and being able to talk, how was Sadako able to do that while she was asleep? Everyone could really do with a pair of mittens. And if Riku, in the past episode we saw her counting down the times until she gives up. What about like this? If there doesn't seem to be much of a any actions that she could have taken there to change anything. I'm guessing it's some sort of paralytic or sleeping agent was used on her, considering she woke up so late and so disemboweled. Also, surprisingly little blood, considering that actually zero censorship there as well. Just realised quite little blood considering the damage. Painkiller. Don't just pour it directly on the wound. Not sure how effective that would be. Not sure about this either, but still. Don't worry, you won't feel the pain. Everything else, though. Fast acting, at least. Oh, she didn't use Oyashiro's name, just a curse. Uh-huh. No longer fit. Great. I'm not looking forward to seeing whatever she comes back with. But at least as a painkiller. And now it is her duty to carry out the ritual and the likes. Now why would you be saying that about the Great Spirit? Is this something that she would want to remember? I mean, at least she doesn't have the eternal punishment. Ooh, lovely. I mean, rather than telling her to stop, yeah, get some more answers out of her. Which one would that be? Was it in this lifeline? I mean, who wouldn't want to be away from this? Sure, but yeah. Considering that all of the things that she had to bear witness to and see, yeah, of course, no, just stay trapped here. But does that mean that was on the successful attempt? Does that mean that Sadako has that same memories constantly and looping as well alongside? So it was the good end future path for themselves. But not ones from a different time. At least now she has something to look out for. I'm sure there's some logic in the ideas here. heavily monotone. I'm not sure you'll get too much of a response, much more. I mean, was it just because of her, family and origin and whatnot is why she was chosen in the first place? There was talks of that past episodes, but I can't remember now. And is this... Is this the... She was still counting down. Even with painkillers or not, I'm surprised she is still able to hold some sort of a conversation. Even if you can't feel the pain, that would be a horrific sensation. Hopefully they were saved such like an extended and excruciating sacrifice. Oh, you can see the spine. Christ. That was horrifying, but actually kind of cool to see. Not much left to hold still anymore. Falling literally in half. But the scene of wanting to get away, start a life after the fact, no, that's too much. I think this is kind of a big reason of it. Getting away from it, getting away from the curse, getting away from the sacrifices. I mean, we already knew that Sadako would have some sort of abandonment issues, considering her brother and the like, but to this extent? Being forced to relive sections of your life constantly. Like we saw at the end of the episode, her just enjoying a school time. It's enough of this village for multiple lifetimes, let alone one. I don't think it was the village or its people as such, but, the underlying tragedy. And it's not often you get to have a moment of reflection like this. Much left with figments of yourself. And, she's not quite gone yet. Pulled away from that nice fantasy that she had retreated to in her mind. I mean, even if it's just trying to placate her and say something to stop her from pulling out the more entrails. What's to stop her from going to the school and whatnot alongside her and getting away from the village? But does this mean she has to start off the next route by also then going to Satoko? But by the way, you don't have to go crazy with the rake again. Enough energy to snap? What a wonderful visage to see. Can you move this time? So we are starting off with a terrifying sight. 15 minutes of it. Extended. Moments of reflection. Just to be greeted with a sight of them playing and frolicking in the river. Did I see something weird on the layering of that? Or was that just because of the speed of the animation? Can you at least wear it correctly? Didn't really give her much of a warning. Considering everything, maybe sure, try to enjoy just a few hours of fun. She looks quite good considering she just had all of her bowels ripped out. I mean, considering that most of what she's been going through, it wouldn't be too surprising that she's somewhat used to it and can just get on and make it not look like there's anything on her mind. I see that he's really got a lot. I caught it. Does it count? Yeah, about that. It's a great counterpoint to the time they just had. Or maybe you will, who knows? Only 2. And was the second one the bit of where she escaped? Right. It was the second lot. Much longer than it needed to, actually. So now you can stop any planned rampages or anything. Just a thought. Yes, who would want to get away indeed? Was that continuity error? I saw her had tears before we did the close-up. just try not to ruin this moment. It would be nice, you know. That would be a bad pun if I just said that, but spilling her guts and letting it all come out. Appreciating what she has here despite the history of the place. Was that trying to show it? Ah, okay. We haven't skipped ahead too much. Was that a passage of time? Are we going past the festival and things are going well? Two of them safe, I guess. I do like the calming track to go along with this. I don't know if it's a successful scene or not, but still, it's leaning that way. What about Mion the doll, Shion, the issues and everyone else around the village? Any mistakes with this dance? Also, how mentally taxing would it be to be forced to do this ritual with the implement of your own demise? Oh yeah, without going into the tool shed. And she can see it all. As long as there's no police officer just suddenly turn up. Remember, you still got people like, or characters like Satoshi still held underground in the clinic. Don't let him go off on his own. Considering... I'm sorry, are you interrupting? In a well-lit place with some extra witnesses, sure. But the idea that the catalyst of this was, sure, success at holding back the trials and tragedies of this village is one thing, but now you have to live here and enjoy it, otherwise you get trapped into the spiral again. And considering we have seen Hanyu kind of disappear into the sea of shards there, is that the last we will see of that character, or she'll reconvene in a manner of fact? Considering that Sadako was... Why did you want to abandon us? Why did you want to leave? You have to suffer for that. Okay. I know there's flashes of brilliance and memories that has affected various characters, but this is a little more. Several questions that have cropped up, although pretty simple answers, I think. Apart from, you know, granted, we may see that Satoko has a history of knowing how to administer injections thoroughly, considering her history of exactly, you know, trying to stave off her own infection. The fact that she is so connected with Rika, and the fact that I'm not letting you go no matter what. No matter if, there's a successful world where we don't all die by some random circumstance. That's not good enough. Even after 100 years or so, and no matter how many ways around now, Rika's probably going to have some level of Stockholm Syndrome for it. Yeah, you may have killed me a few times, and plenty of questions that don't really seem to have much of an answer, but it'd be easier if I just go along with it. Sure, we'll be friends forever. Now put down the rake. And I will say, considering that some episodes we've seen, some seasons of this have been quite heavily censored out, black bars, black mist, camera angles and whatnot, just now seeing evisceration to this degree, kind of shocking. Sure, there was the previous episodes, with the bat and the bulging eyeballs and whatnot. That was one thing, but then this, wow, that's that's not going to be able to sleep well tonight. I will say, whoever thought of the idea of Satoko tearing out her intestines and various other organs down to the spinal column, and then because of the weight of the attacks probably severing it, to pick her up and see her fold in two and snap in half, Christ, that was well done. I wasn't expecting it at all. Not many other shows would probably pull that off. I probably shouldn't be glorifying that, but whoever came up with that idea, you're a sick bastard. That's all I have to say on the matter. But of course, if we now know that, sure, there's a way out, we can get through the ills of this village and survive on the other side, as long as she doesn't say anything untoward with Satoko there, then we can just enjoy ourselves. But is there a way of just completely breaking the Oyashiro's hold on the village? If no one can go back and change things, then, tough luck. You're stuck with what you got, happy or bad. Since Rika was already willing to give up anyway. I do wonder if it was the case of, Satoko pulling strings in the background to make sure that Rika has to stay, which then ended up causing issues and controversies. Would that mean some characters who have always been a little aren't actually as bad as we think? Like Takano now, Rika's like, oh no, you, don't want you anywhere near me, I know what you're up to. Yeah, maybe, but maybe she can just be friendly and disregard some research for ethical reasons. I'm hoping again, aren't I? Well, at least we've got the JoJo arrowhead still safely locked away in the statue. So, salvation for us all yet. If you've enjoyed this, let me know. Easily done by leaving a like down below and commenting on the video about anything I may have missed or not yet to see, that would be spoilers, but yet to think about. But also, subscribing to the channel does a heck of a lot. Maybe even jumping onto my Discord if you want to go a little bit further. Don't miss out any notifications. But for now, get yourselves a bit of rest, because I want to see you for the next one. Thankfully, my patrons haven't discovered the rakes of their own, so my entrails are mostly safe. So for the time being, I do need to thank Sal, Aegis DR, Darky26, Guado, Kite, Reds Racer, Ultra Pouring, Wolfie Sensei, Zug, and everyone else for really leaving me alone as much as possible without developing some sort of attachment complex. And hey, watching anime would be a hell of a lot harder if I was in two places at once.